What's up, guys? If you're just tuning in, I am recounting some of my favorite tour memories, counting down to the release date of my next single, Remember. So here's number 2, how I got booked for the biggest show of my life by mistake. At this point, I'm just getting started with music. I'm not making EDM yet. The music that I'm making is like experimental, lo-fi, kind of beats to study to kind of vibe. The scene for it is really, really small. There's really only one city in the world that was really, had like a really blossoming scene, and that was LA. So I had 1 or 2 shows in Atlanta, and I just decided I'm gonna go for the bucket list items right away. I'm gonna try to get booked in LA. I have no idea how the scene works, so I just start cold calling venues in Los Angeles. Don't do that, it doesn't work. Don't do that. I start emailing bloggers, other artists. Finally, somebody hits me back, and the show that I wanted to get on was called Low End Theory. This was like the mecca for lo-fi music. This was our EDC Vegas, right? All I want to do, I could die happy if I just got to witness one, let alone play one. So that's what I'm going for. Guy hits me up and he's like, hey, so I can't get you on Low End Theory, obviously, but I can get you on a show that's at the same venue. There's like a shitty weekly on like Mondays or Tuesdays. Nobody ever shows up, but it's the same venue. It would be you and like some random reggae band, which doesn't really make sense. But I said yes, confirmed it right away. I just want to get out to LA and play a show. I want to get into that building and like just to breathe the same air. You know what I mean? Like that's how much I love this shit. So they print a flyer. I'm on it. Herobust, reggae band. Everything is great. I booked my flight from Atlanta all the way across the country to LA, and then I don't hear back from this guy for like 2 months. So, I don't know how the industry works. Maybe this is just how it works. I have no idea. It seems like a roll of the dice to get on a plane and fly across the country, but who knows? That's what I'm gonna do. So, I grab my shit, I go out to LA, I show up to this venue with my, my keyboard, my MIDI controller, my backpack, laptop, like half a Guitar Center is like the stuff that I used to play on. And I get to this venue, and there's a line of people wrapped around the block 3 times. And I am positive that I'm in the wrong place. I'm positive I'm like, this is the wrong venue, I made a mistake, am I here on the wrong day? I have no idea. And then I see a flyer, an updated flyer, that says, surprise Low End Theory All-Star Takeover, Daddy Kev, Gaslamp Killer, DJ Nobody, Flying Lotus, who, if you don't know, Flying Lotus was like the Michael Jordan of this kind of music. Ground is Lava, like literally the dream team. Like every single one of my idols. And then at the very bottom, random reggae band and Herobust. So I'm shitting myself. I'm starting to get texts from my music friends back in Atlanta. They're freaking out like, how did this happen? Congratulations, holy shit. And I'm pretty certain at this point that there's no way this is real. I've been bumped off the show. They won't have time for me. I just need to talk to somebody and figure this out. So I need to get inside the venue. And again, I know nothing about the industry. I've seen in movies where like the artist goes into a side or back door. So I'm like walking around. I'm walking through this huge crowd of people with all my gear. Like, excuse me, sorry, like trying to find like an alleyway, back door. There is none. So my only option is to go to the front door to cut in front of like 3,000 kids who are waiting. This is a free show. The first 2,000 of them get in and that's it. And I'm just gonna walk to the front of the line and start knocking on the door and expect the person on the other end of that to like be understanding of whatever's going on. It was not a good situation, but that's all I could do. I started knocking on the door for a long time, and I'm expecting like a event staff or like a bartender or something to like open the door. It was not. It was Daddy Kev himself, Like, this guy was not only like one of the biggest artists, but he was also like the mastermind behind like the biggest label and the organizer for all the biggest events. Like, really, really like an iconic dude to me, a legend to me. I'm starstruck, but I like get the words out like, hey, I go by Herobust, I'm on this show. And he straight up tells me to my face, no, you're not. Like, he just booked all of his homies to take over this, you know, Tuesday. And so he knows that I'm not on it. And but I tell him I'm on the flyer though. Like, I have like such imposter syndrome that I'm like apologizing. Like, I'm on the flyer though. And he like says, wait a second, closes the door, comes back with the flyer, looking very confused and honestly not very happy about it. And he's like, okay, I guess, yeah, come inside. So he takes me inside. I'm freaking out because I just got to talk to this guy. I am now in the building, and he shows me where I get where to sound check. I plug my stuff in, I start playing, and then one by one they walk in. It's like DJ Nobody, Ground is Lava, Sam I Am, Flying Lotus, and they're like listening to me sound check. Like, I would have died to get to go to a show with all these guys in the same bill, let alone play it. And now I'm playing like a private show for all these guys, and like, you know, they're not freaking out, but they're like nodding their head, and I'm freaking out. So yeah, I sound checked in front of them. I got to meet all those guys. I played the show. It was obviously slammed, and it was easily like the most monumental, in my mind at least, like the biggest show, the biggest musical experience I ever could have asked for. Like, this was like Tomorrowland. This was like EDC Vegas. And as a nobody, I got thrown on that lineup by mistake, and they let me play. So, you know, if at this point my fate was sealed, after something like that, I was gonna stick it through. I was gonna do music. And yeah, I mean, I talk about doing all this to help people, you know, find their gratitude, and I clearly have so much to be grateful for. Like, what an amazing experience that was. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and that is how I got booked for the biggest show of my life by mistake.